Hello everyone, my name is Arohi and welcome to my channel. So guys, in my today's video, I'll show you how you can perform image classification using FasterWit model on your custom dataset. So this is the official FasterWit repo, and what you need to do is first make sure that your environment is ready. For that, you just need to install Python. Once you have Python installed, you need to run this pip install FasterWit. So by running this command, FasterWit module will be installed on your device. And after that, you just need to have PyTorch installed. That's it, guys. By just these two steps, you can have the FasterWit environment ready. Now let's see the code. So guys, before moving to the coding part, let me show you the dataset. So we are using FasterWit for image classification. So let me show you the custom dataset which I'm using for this tutorial. This is the dataset and this is the Jupyter notebook I'm showing you. And now let's open the dataset, and here you will have three folders: train, val, and test. Train folder, under that you will have three folders. So guys, for today's tutorial, I'm using a rock, paper, scissor dataset. We'll classify that if it is a rock, paper, or a scissor. And I took this dataset from RoboFlow, and I have provided the link of this dataset in description section. You can try with the same dataset also. So under paper, you will see the different images related to paper class, and under rock you will see the different images belongs to rock class. In the same way, under scissors you will see the images related to that class. And this train folder will be used to train our model, and then we will validate our model on the validation dataset, and on the test dataset we'll perform testing. So this is my dataset. Now let's check the code. So here it is. First we are importing all the required modules, and here this is the directory name of the dataset, my custom dataset. And here I've written the transformation step for training images and the validation images. So what we want is all these transformations we want to use on training images, and these are the transformations which we want to use on validation images. And then here we are just writing the data loaders, and this is how it will load the data. Okay, and here you can see the class names. We have paper, rock, and scissor class. And after that we are loading the pre-trained model here, right? So where we are loading the pre-trained model? In the TMP folder only. So let me show you the TMP folder. So this is my dataset. This is the TMP folder, and here is the pre-trained model. So guys, we are not training our model from scratch. What we will do is we will only change the final layer. We will modify the final layer to classify between these three classes. Okay, so right now let's see, I have printed the architecture over here. Let's scroll down and see what is the final layer over here. Just keep on scrolling down, and here. So guys, this is the final layer. The name of the final layer is head, and here you can see out features 1000. Why 1000? Because right now the pre-trained model is trained on ImageNet dataset, and that dataset have 1000 classes. We only want to modify this class. Instead of out feature, instead of this 1000, we want to have 3, because we have 3 classes in our dataset. So what we are doing is, see, that's what we are doing. We are modifying the final layer over here. What is the name of the final layer? Head. And this is how you perform that. Okay. Class names. From where we are getting this class names? We have defined this class name above over here. Let me run all the cells. So this is the this is the variable where we have the class names. So this variable we are using here. Okay, here. So we are modifying the final layer with our custom class name. We are getting the length of our custom classes, so which is 3. Okay, and then we are moving it to device, so GPU, and then this is the loss function we want to use. This is the optimizer we want to use. This is a learning rate. Even you can work with different values and see. And this is our learning rate scheduler. And now I have written a function to train the model. So here we are using that function. Yeah. So training model. So this is how you train the model. Epochs, I want to train the model for, I'm just right now I'm just training the model for 5 epochs only because our data set is very small. So this will be sufficient for that. So here in training, if phase is train, we want to train the model, otherwise evaluate the model. Right now running loss is this and running correct is this. So later on we will store the values in these things, and this is how you load the data set, right? And then we are checking the loss over here. So if the phase is trained, so we train our model, we go in forward pass, and then we update the weights in backward pass. So that's what we are doing over here, and we are using the optimizer over here, and here we are storing the running losses epoch wise and the accuracy epoch wise. Okay, so all these things are happening over here, and finally we are calling that train model function over here. So this train model function, I'm calling this function over here, and we are providing all the values, and we want to train this model for 5 epochs. And once the training get completed, I also want to save this model so that using this model we can perform image classification in future. So after first epoch, you can see the training loss is this and accuracy is this on training data set, and over here training loss is quite high, right? And if you see the validation loss and validation accuracy is good. Maybe because our data set is very simple, so that's why we are getting a good validation accuracy over here. Now let's see the next epoch. In next epoch, see our accuracy and the loss is improved. Earlier this was the loss, and now the training loss is this, so it reduced, right? So that means our model is learning. So I just trained the model for 5 epochs only, and we have saved the model with this name in our current working directory. Let's open that. So this is our directory, and here is the trained model. Now we will use this model to perform the predictions. So let's do that. Here, importing the important modules. Number of classes are 3. Rock, paper, scissors, right? We are loading the faster weight model first, and then we are modifying the final layer. We are moving it to device. Now we are loading our custom trained weights in this. We are writing the pre-process step also, because if you want to perform inference on some image or video, then you need to perform the same transformations on those input videos or images which you have used. The same transformations you will use over here, the transformations which you have used while training. Okay, so then we have a load image function here. This function is responsible to load the inference image, and then we have a predict function. In this function we have written code to predict, and what we are doing, we are loading the image first using this, and then here our model is performing the prediction on the image, and then we are getting the top one class. And here in this variable, in this list, I'm just saving the name of the custom classes, and then I want to show you the output. See, so output is rock. When we passed this image and we use the predict function on this image, then what happened is this function, predict function, returned us this class. Now let's open this image and see if it is an image of a rock class. So this was the image. So this is the image with prediction. So let me just show you. This is the image I provided to the model, and our model gave us this output, which is correct. And guys, let's suppose if you don't want the output like this, you want a image, and on that image you need a class label and the probability value. Then you can use this function predict in draw. Here we are loading the image, we are performing the pre-processing on it, we are performing the prediction, we are getting the output, and then here using these few lines I am showing you the output. Let's see. here. This is the output image. Okay, so this is, see, predicted class rock. So I have to do some settings of the text and the box so that you can see the class properly. This you can adjust over here. So these are the different values. So in this section, you'll change few values and you'll see the proper class name. Okay. So this is how you can work with custom class. And I have provided the link in description section. You can try this code. And guys, I hope this video is helpful. So if you like my content, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.